Well, well now, greetings and salutations to you all once again. It is I, the Ravenous Spectre, and I kind of want to do a little bit of a video series here, basically just regarding pet peeves in video games that I don't really prefer. Now, here's the thing. This is just my thoughts. This is just my opinions. None of this stuff is set in stone, or is the God-honest truth or anything like that. It's just my thoughts and opinions. If you happen to have any pet peeves, just leave them in the comments below and we'll have a discussion about it. I'm not bashing on them. I'm not doing anything like that. This is just my own personal preferences. So, one of the pet peeves that I really don't like at all is that challenges in games. Like, I know that it can be side content, which is understandable, but sometimes when they end up implementing these what I would basically consider to be side missions in games, are implemented as being main story missions in games. And it's really aggravating because it's like, here's something that I don't really prefer to do, that I don't really like, but it is required of me to be able to progress in the story. To me, it kind of feels like there's an extreme lack of any type of creativity within the main story itself, of trying to come up with different interesting quests or missions and whatnot and stuff like that. And it's really aggravating because when you're playing a great game that you really do like and you're going through it and you come upon some of these missions that's required for you to actually progress, you're just like, oh crap. It's understandable if it's a side mission. It's understandable if it's just a challenge thing. And it's even worse when those challenges are actually timed. Like, for example, with, let's say, Infamous First Light. I think that's what it's called. There's different races and things you have to do to be able to get these skill points to be able to level up with. Now, granted, you can actually end up doing them, I guess, throughout the story of some of the main missions, but then it also ends up taking you to another part of a story mission, which deals with you going and being in like this facility area that has these challenges and things that you have to do to be able to get through the game, to get through the main story of the game. And that was kind of one of the things that kind of turned me off about it. I haven't actually finished the game yet, but when I got to that point, I'm just like, yeah, I don't really know. But it's even worse when those challenges are timed. When you have timed challenges, it's just like, oh my gosh, I'm having to deal with this challenge, you know, defeat so-and-so amount of enemies within this time limit to be able to progress, or collect this amount of items before the time limit goes out to progress, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, that's kind of one of the main things about some pet peeves in games that I really don't like, is dealing with challenges that I think should mainly be relegated to just being side quest stuff, or side challenge stuff, if you will, not being implemented into the main story. This would be a little bit of a series, I think, as time wears on, but I just wanted to share my thoughts and opinions on one particular pet peeve that in games that I don't really prefer, which is the whole challenge aspect implemented into said storylines. And once again, this is the Ravenous Spectre, and I'll end this like I always do. Later, taters.